So, this is the most recent piece I am working on. And truthfully, I'm not really sure what I'm doing. I really never do when I'm working on my pieces, which is probably why I took a break. It took like a week, or maybe it wasn't a full 7 days. It was pretty close to it, where I just didn't indulge in any of this abstract art that I normally do because I wasn't really I wasn't feeling it. So I tend to, when it comes to this art stuff that I do, if I'm not led to do it, like if I don't like genuinely have my heart in it, I don't do it. Which I think is why it's been getting better and better. At least from my point of view, I think my artwork is getting better and better and gaining more depth to it because I don't force it. I don't force it at all. Which is funny because when I first started doing this stuff, I actually didn't even do this. I would did a lot of scribbling. So like people would compliment me back in the day when I first started doing my little art stuff. But I would never be able to take their compliments serious because it was nothing more than scribbles as far as I was concerned at the time. I didn't know I was being prepared to become more confident about expressing myself through what I consider abstract art. However, some years back, I sat down and because I used to write on my clothes a lot, and eventually I was like, I should translate that on paper, which is why you see me doing it on line paper. Most of my artwork is done on line paper, regular notebook paper. I've tried a couple times to do it on, like drawing paper and stuff of the sort, but I think I enjoy doing it on line paper because I have the lines to kind of help me when it comes to shape sometimes and some things that I do. It's like starting point and ending point. Like I can say I want it this big. I want it 4 lines big. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I know whatever I'm drawing, it has to be between those 4 lines. Like I said, I'm not really sure what I'm doing with this. Well, I kind of know what I'm doing with it. Not as far as what it's gonna become or anything, but as far as like I do have a plan for this after I'm done with it. But I know that there's gonna be words in here. I don't know where the words are gonna be and what the words are gonna be. And normally I don't know until they come. Like kind of just do lines and shade it until a particular image pops either in my head or within me doing the lines and stuff. It kind of just creates itself. I think that's what art's supposed to do, right? Create itself. Like we're the tools, paper's the canvas, and the art is the message. And in order for the message to be genuine and authentic, it can't be forced. So within that realm, wouldn't it somewhat create itself? I don't know. This is what I think I actually want to do with my YouTube page. But I'm just holding it with my hand right now as I do this. So that's not, what's the word I'm looking for? that's not as practical to actually be able to do a lot of this or to continuously decide to draw and hold because I normally use both of my hands. Like I hold the paper. I just do whatever I'm led to do. And plus I have two children, so normally they're up and running around and doing the most. And so I'm actually not able to get a lot of my artwork done or whatever it is I want to do when it comes to art when they're up because for some reason that's when they want my attention the most. They be like, no, mama, put the pen down. Like my youngest, I was meddling with this about an hour or two ago, and I was on the floor doing this, and my youngest, I don't know what he had going on, but he seen I put the pen down for a little bit because I haven't been able to find the green pen. Um, and so I just had this black pen, and I put the pen down for a second and turned my head to look at something else. The next thing I know, my youngest grabbed the pen and he was about to draw all over the paper. And normally when they do that, because my oldest used to do that quite a bit. Normally when they do that, I create from whatever they do on there. But I have had some pictures where I've had to kind of scratch all together because some of the stuff that was done was not fixable. But normally it is. Normally it is. Normally you can incorporate anything. But when you're drawing with pens, it's it's no erasing. You can cover up some stuff. See, like right now, I don't know if it's because I'm holding it or because I'm recording it. Well, I guess that's the same thing. I'm not sure if it's because I'm holding my phone and recording me doing this that doesn't seem like I'm coming up with much right now. And so I'm actually going to turn this camera off in a second and kind of just put the picture up for a little bit until I get the urge to want to do more. And who knows, as soon as I turn off the camera, maybe I'll have more of an urge to do more. But I also think it has a lot to do with only having one of my hands. That I'm used to being able to use both of them. And as long as I'm holding the camera, it kind of puts me in a different state of mind, I guess. I'm just jabbing off right now. See, if I actually do this on my YouTube and decide to start doing content with me doing my artwork, most likely what would happen is I would probably record stuff and not even say anything. Cause I'm not the biggest multitasker when it comes to this stuff. I multitask enough when it comes to motherhood and all that funness. My babies are some night owls. Ooh, they some night owls. And they've been like this for since they was in my tummy too. People don't warn you about that when you're in the process of having children. They don't tell you that how they start in your womb most likely will bleed out once they're born. Like that is pretty much whatever routine they have in your womb is highly likely that they will carry on with that routine. And both my babies was night owls in my tummy. Something about when that sun went down, then that's all of a sudden when they had the most energy and wanted to do the most. but it wasn't necessarily exactly when the sun went down. It was just after the sun was down. But I can't really complain because even though my babies are night owls, I normally get like a week or 2 weeks where they're on a regular schedule, and then the next week or the next 2 weeks they'll be on a night owl schedule. So I like to think that they be trying to work with their mama a little bit. But today they stayed up to about 4, well past 4, because they didn't really lay down until a little bit before I started this. Like actually lay down. I've been telling them to lay down for a while and having them lay down, but they busybodies, so they'll pop up and then I have to fuss at them, lay back down. And then one child will lay down and look like he about to re-energize, and the other child will get up, start doing stuff he ain't supposed to be doing, hyping up the other one, because both of my babies be feeding off of each other energy. And as much as I would like to say that my oldest is the ringleader when it comes to hyping him up, because he used to be, um, I'm thinking right now it's my youngest. Because soon as he start doing too much when it's time to lay down, it's like my oldest like, oh okay, I can get up and do this too. So they be double teaming their mommy. But it's not too bad because I'm a night owl myself. At least I used to be. I'm getting older, so I don't I'm not quite as much of a night owl as I was when I was younger. I be wanting more time to re-energize. But you get what you get and you don't have fit. And it's something about once you a parent, especially if you enjoy being a parent, it's like it may affect you on a level or two, not being able to sleep as much, but it's almost like you get just what you need, no more, no less. And so it worked itself out. I've been doing this for 12 minutes and I still ain't got a whole bunch. My neck hurt too now. Ugh. She's kind of pretty, right? I'm so interested in how this is going to turn itself out, because I think that's the best thing about the type of artwork I do, at least when I'm concerning how I feel. The best part is that I really don't be knowing what I'm doing. So I get the pleasure of being just as excited when it turns out however it turns out. Like, let's see. Is this one of the books that I have other artwork? Then I can show y'all kind of what I mean. Well, I have this piece I drew a while ago. But, yeah, no, this ain't really one of my art books. Nope. Nope. A lot of writing. I do a lot of writing. At least I used to, and I'm starting to get back into it. Alright, so I think I'm going to wrap this up. This is a good stress reliever, I'll tell you that much. And I wouldn't even say a stress reliever. I would say, I did say stress reliever, but to correct myself, this is a good form of meditation for me. Because it's like you're not in your, if you're allowing the art to create itself, you're not really in your thoughts as deeply. Now, as it creates itself, it may provoke some thoughts in the process, but then even then it's, I don't know how to explain it. It does feel like a form of meditation. And this type of meditation, if it could be considered meditation, which I'm considering it meditation, it's easier for me than to do what is labeled as proper meditation. But that's that. Uh, I love my love bugs. I was chuckling because my oldest, he sleep. Well, I normally say re-energizing, so let me continue to say it how I normally would. My oldest is currently re-energizing, and he just did this little cute little yawn and stretch to go nowhere. He moved, but he didn't really, like, he didn't reposition his body much or nothing. He just probably like, Mama over there talking. I'm trying to re-energize, and she just running her mouth. My youngest, he's super quiet. And I think he's more not fully re-energizing yet. He's waiting for an opportunity to get up and hype himself up again. So I'm trying not to do too much because they need to lay down. So they can get up and go to their visit. I like this technique too. But it really only works when the pen is wetter or when you catch it right in the beginning. Just a smudge wherever you drawing at right after you touch ink to paper. You just take your fingers and get it like a smoky look, kind of, you see? Okay, you know what? Oh, we're at 20 minutes. 20 minutes for this? I didn't do much. That's how I be sometimes, so seriously. So I'm gonna go ahead and At least I got a lot of my highlights and my lining parts out. Because I think this is gonna have a lot of highlights and shading in areas. All right. Well, I'm gonna let that be for now.